What's going on, y'all? So listen.
So, hey everyone. But now, I'm doing this little video because I seen this little tweet. You know, Leah Remini, she did the little docu-series on exposing how it was in Scientology because she used to be a part of it and all that. I seen this tweet where the Hollywood Reporter is saying that she is supposed to be doing or being involved with the production of the next Jehovah Witnesses. Now they're gonna do a little program or whatever, I guess, kind of like the Scientology one, but they're doing it on Jehovah Witness. And I don't know if they're trying to do like exposés and stuff like that. I read the article, but it wasn't clear which type of direction they were going. So I don't know if it's following the footsteps of the what they did with the Scientologists and stuff like that, and getting ex-members who had negative experiences, or getting a mixture. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna watch to see how it pans out whenever it comes out, because the last I checked or knew, I never heard that Leah Remini was a part of the Jehovah's Witness organization to have an opinion on it. But a lot of people get their opinions about the Jehovah's Witnesses from hearsay and from, false things because they don't know. They don't know. Or they get it from fanatics who do the fucking most. And there are fanatics in every religious sect, okay? There are those who are extra holier than thou, those who strictly want to live by the Bible and do what exactly it say. And, you got those. Um, okay. But anyway, my bad. So you got those, all right? So that's in every sect. One, I just want to, touch on a few points to let people know that Jehovah's Witnesses aren't a cult, okay? We're not cult, okay? If you got people who act cult-like, technically speaking, if you want to call Jehovah's Witnesses a cult, you can call just about every sect in Christianity and any other religion a cult. To me, a cult is somebody who can blindly follow, you know, something else, okay? Just like people live their life by the baptism, live their life by the Catholic shit, live their life by Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, if you want to call them a cult, then you can call those a cult too, okay? But I wouldn't call them cults. I wouldn't call Jehovah's Witnesses a cult. I would say that you have certain people that are called fanatics who do the fucking most, okay, and want to just go above and beyond. And you have those few handful of bad apples that get put on display, and that, the negative shit get heard before and catch on before the positive shit, and so that'll give everything a bad name. So maybe because some negative stuff that probably was put out there, which probably was true, made it seem like it was a cult or whatever. But no, it's not a cult. But I can understand on certain instances where some may think, but it's not a cult. Okay, it's not a cult. um it is not something that you are brainwashed into doing, okay? It is not something that you are forced into doing. It is not something that once you get in, you can't get out. It is not something where, you have to, people gonna be stalking you and doing all this shit. No, you free to do whatever the fuck it is that you want to. If you don't think that, this is for you, you free to go. They're not gonna pressure you to stay. They're not gonna pressure you to come, okay? That's one, because I grew up in the religion. Um, I was in a religion for 18 years, from birth till I was 18 years old. Okay. After my 18th birthday, I decided myself that, and this is what they're supposed to do. You are supposed, especially if you have a child, especially if they're not baptized yet, if you have a child in a religion and they grow up in a religion, just like you give somebody that freedom who just want to come in and they're checking it out or whatever and trying to see if it's for them, you have to allow them to decide whether or not it's for them. And if they decide not, let them go, okay? And that don't mean that you can't talk to them and you can't have any dealings with them or whatever, because my grandparents are Jehovah's Witnesses. My mother is a Jehovah's Witness. My aunt and uncle are Jehovah's Witnesses. My other grandmother is a Jehovah's Witness. I come from a Jehovah's Witness family, okay? Most of the people in my family are Jehovah's Witnesses and most of the people aren't. So, like 50-50. And we all communicated, we all talk, we all have gatherings, we all get together, we all looked after each other and all that stuff. So just because one is not a Jehovah's Witnesses don't mean that we can't communicate with the ones who are, and stuff like that, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So we can debunk that. Just like I don't know if I put this out there, Jehovah's Witnesses are just another denomination of Christianity, just like Baptists and Catholics and Pentecostal Lutherans and Protestants and all that. Okay, we're not different. We all believe in God. We all believe in Jesus. We all believe in the Holy Ghost. We believe in that there's Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, whichever one you want to call them. The angels and the demons. Our views may differ about heaven and hell. Okay, Jehovah's Witnesses have this thing about 148 no 144,000 anointed ones will go to heaven. And I'm a little rusty on it, but I'm pretty sure somebody who watches me who is a Jehovah's Witness can give you a little bit more information. Or you can also go to jw.org, their website, which is very professionally done, very easy to navigate, and it will give you the reasoning behind certain things. And it makes sense, but Jehovah's Witnesses don't necessarily believe in hell. Okay, you don't go to heaven, you don't go to hell, your body just goes to dust. Okay, you have your 144,000 that's anointed that will go up to heaven, so that God's right hand, or it's Jesus' right hand. And these are the ones that no one knows who they are. Okay, no one knows who they are. And I know that there was some controversy that happened at one point where they thought, like in 19 something, they tried to put a date as to when this was going to happen. And I was like, that didn't make sense to put no date on it back then. And so that probably contributed to what people was thinking about, how it's kind of like a cult, or it's different from this and different from that. But they've grown out of that, and I think it happened twice. And they said after that second time, bitch, don't put no date, because you don't know the date nor the time when God will come back on this earth. Okay, when Jesus will come back on this earth. And when it comes to God and Jesus, we believe that. I know it always confuses me when certain denominations of Christianity, it's almost as if they believe that God and Jesus are the same people. And I'm like, I always think, how can Jesus kill himself or allow himself to die and then resurrect himself? No, we believe that Jehovah is God and then Jesus is his son. They are two different entities, okay? And the Holy Spirit is the third. That's what we believe in. Okay, so when we speak about God, we're speaking about Jehovah. When we speak about Jesus, we're speaking about Jehovah's Son, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's one thing. The holiday stuff, we don't believe in that. We don't celebrate it for the simple fact that it's pagan. And especially like the Christmas stuff, because we all know that. And if you don't know now, Jesus was not born on Christmas, on December 25th. You can Google that and, look up that stuff for yourself. But that's one thing, because, Jehovah's Witnesses believe that they are not part of the world. Okay? They try to separate themselves as much from a part of the world, meaning doing and following, the celebrating the holidays and believing in certain stuff that others believe in, going about things just a little bit different. Okay? And they try to live in a godly way, quote unquote. And one thing I feel like when it comes to the holiday stuff, it just don't make sense sometimes. Some of the stuff some of the holidays that are out there, I'm like, okay, what y'all just using this as a day to do this and then you day to do that, when you can been doing that throughout the whole year. I don't need one specific day to tell my mama that I appreciate her, to get her flowers and to do this. I don't need to just do it on her birthday and this one specific day. No, I do that throughout the whole year. I do that damn near every day. Same thing with the birthdays and stuff like that. I will say this, and I don't even come down, because I have a lot of people in my life who are not Jehovah's Witnesses, or who did not grow up the way that I grew up, meaning believe in certain things that I believe, and I'm not going to fault them and come down on them because they believe in Jehovah Witness, not Jehovah Witness, they believe in, celebrating these certain holidays or whatever. I'm not gonna sit there and like, bitch, why you doing that shit? That is stupid. Now that ain't from God. What they got to do with this and all that stuff? No, cause it is what it is. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe, and I'm gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say I don't, necessarily celebrate certain things, and I know it probably seems weird because you probably have seen me on social media, or whatever, saying, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to you, whatever. I say that out of respect because I know a lot of people celebrate it. I don't care if you say it back to me, but if you say it to me, I'm gonna say it back to you out of respect. But it don't bother me none. I never felt the way that I didn't get presents on Christmas or whatever. Or I didn't get presents on my birthday. Bitch, I got presents throughout the fucking year, every goddamn time, okay? We got shit. I've never had to complain about going without anything that I wanted, okay? Because my parents got it for me all the time. All right, we ain't wait to no one particular day in a year just for I can get this and get that. Nah, baby, we got shit throughout the fucking year, okay? You get good grades, you get rewarded for this. Okay, you been on good behavior, you get rewarded for this. Oh, you did this? Here you go. You want that? Here you go. We was spoiled as shit, bitch. Okay, spoil you. All right. But like I said, I don't look down. You do have some who look down their nose at certain stuff. I don't do that because, like I said, I like to respect other people's shit. Everybody's not gonna do the same thing that I do. So hey, that's one thing. The the way that they handle, we go door to door. Okay, we used to go door to door. All right. Well, I say we used to, meaning that I used to, my family, whatever. I come from a family that are full of Jehovah's Witnesses, all right? Let me just put this out there. We not strict as shit, okay? You, once again, the fanatics and the ones who do too fucking much, and it's just a handful who want to do fucking much and be so fucking strict, that's them that do all that extra shit and make it seem like, oh, we so restricted and you gotta do this and you gotta wear this. You got no. Okay, let me tell you this, bitch. Growing up for me, and like I said, I don't know if I said in the beginning, everyone's experience is different, okay? And my experience was not really that harsh. It wasn't a harsh experience, even though when I put this, I presented this, I screenshotted the tweet and I posted on Instagram and Facebook. And certain people were giving it opened up a conversation, which is what I wanted. Because I know a lot of people who used to be Jehovah's Witnesses and who are Jehovah's Witnesses do follow me. Jehovah's Witnesses follow me for some reason, okay? And that is a point I'm about to make. And certain people were giving their experiences on there. Some was negative and some was okay. Some was good. Some had a nice time. Some people, like one person said, they know a whole bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses who are cool as shit. Sometimes you can't even tell a person who's a Jehovah's Witness, okay? Unless you see them standing on the corner. Because nowadays, bitch, they done came the fuck up, okay? Let me tell you something. How about you be driving downtown or you just come out your house? Oh, bitch, no, we're just not going door to door. Hi, my name is this, and we're with the so-and-so congregation, and we would like to leave you this track or this watchtower to read. Do you mind? Do you have any few minutes so we can talk to you about this and all this stuff? That was what we used to say when we go to the door. Okay, let me tell you something. I got to a certain age, and bitch, I was over it because I just knew. Like when I was like 16, 17 years old, I just knew because I was struggling with myself. I was struggling with myself and I just felt like I wasn't doing right. And when I wasn't doing right, I wasn't living right because I was having these feelings for the same sex. Okay. And I just felt like I can't be in this religion and I'm having those feelings because just like other sects of or denominations of Christianity and other religions, they don't believe in a homosexual lifestyle or homosexual period. You know what I'm saying? They're not here for that. And so I felt like I was doing something wrong, even though nobody knew that I was having these feelings of, whether or not do I call myself bisexual? Do I call myself a lesbian? What is going on? Because I am not attracted to these men. I had the biggest crush. Oh my God, I had the biggest crush on this one. I'm not going to say it because somebody that probably went to my congregation, the congregation that I went to, could probably watching. and will probably figure it out. But bitch, I had this crush on this one particular person. She was everything. And you wanna know, I still follow her. We still friends on Facebook to this day. Bitch, she ain't no witness no more. We're getting but hey, but she married, so to a man. It is what it is. I had the biggest thing for her. You know what I'm saying? So I knew right then and there that this wasn't right for this religion. I felt like I was doing something wrong. And then when I turned 18, and that's when I finally confirmed I couldn't shake these feelings. It's just who I am. I just had to just say, this is not for me. I can't fully devote myself to this religion. I'm not ready to get baptized because this is still in my heart. It won't escape my heart or whatever. That's the reason why I'm no longer a Jehovah's Witness. It's not because I was pressured to do this, pressured to do that, or they was trying to get me to do this and be strict and only can do that. No, it's just because I wasn't mentally ready. Okay, I wasn't ready, and I wouldn't have felt right staying. And plus, it was some stuff that was going on in that hall. Like, you supposed to not be a part of the world, but yet you doing what they do. You gossiping, you making up lies about this. Got your clicks and stuff. That all was going on in our hall. And I said, bitch, I ain't got time for this shit. Because if you even try me, I'm fucking somebody up. And my attitude just ain't for that, okay? It ain't that, just be quiet and let shit go. You gonna hear some words from me. So before anything happened, I said, let me just step the fuck back, okay? Because I see how y'all getting down. Not the whole, but some of y'all getting down. And it's just very hypocritical, okay? And I just really wasn't here for it. That's not happening at all halls. But in my hall, that was what was going on. That's what I was seeing with my eyes, okay? And that was something that I really wasn't here for. Because it wasn't, and I don't even know when it started getting like that. Because it wasn't even always like that. um I just started noticing things like the last few years, maybe the 2-3 years that I went, that I just wasn't here for and didn't want to be a part of. um so yeah, we had to do the door to door stuff. Baby, they didn't get fancy now, okay? You remember, y'all just had to see them on a Saturday or Sunday, mostly Saturdays around 9-10 o'clock in the morning, knocking on the door. And then, it got to a point where I barely rang the doorbell. I faked like I rang the doorbell because I just wasn't into it. And that was when I knew also I just couldn't put my heart into it. Y'all go run away, but some people come to the door answering, and some people will give us some time of day or whatever. We get studies or whatever like that. And when we say studies, that when studying the Bible, we actually read the Bible ourselves. We didn't just let somebody else read it to us and interpret the scriptures to us. We read it to ourselves, and I've read the Bible a couple of times. So, yeah, all 66 books. It's stuff like that. Baby, these days, I don't remember when I seen that, but one of these days, it's nothing new now. But baby, they done came up with the times, okay? They not just coming to your doors, okay? They on the street corners. They got they stand up like they selling stuff, but they not selling stuff. They just got the watchtower, the wakes, the tracks and stuff like that, and offering Bible studies, baby. I said, you know what? You gotta go to the masses where they at, okay? We gonna come downtown and we gonna set up shop right here on the motherfucking corner, and we just gonna let y'all come to us, okay? We gonna stand here, and if you wanna stop, you can stop, and you can question and all that shit. I said, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, okay? You gotta do what you gotta goddamn do. Speaking of that, when selling stuff, somebody said that it's a money scheme. It's not a money scheme. You want to know what's a money scheme? The fucking church is a money scheme. No offense. Y'all pay tithes and fees and shit every fucking month just to be a member and to attend, to keep them big ass churches and all that shit afloat. Jehovah's Witnesses, we go to the meeting and we go out the meeting. Okay, that's what it is. There is nobody there telling us that you have to pay this amount of money just to come and be a member, and you gotta put money in a collection plate coming past. No, there in my hall we had 2 donation boxes over here and over there. Okay, and you gave those donations whenever you wanted to, and nobody said that, oh, on this day you have to give this amount of money at this time, by the time the meeting was over with. You gave whatever the fuck it is that you wanted to give, that was in your heart, what you could afford, if you wanted to give. Okay, so if it was a nickel in your pocket and that's all you had and you wanted to give it to them, bitch, you put it up in that box and you keep it moving, and that's it. That's it. Okay. Other than that, ain't nobody asking for no money and no donations and stuff like that, no making you do nothing. It's voluntary, okay? Um, so no money scheme there. Um, the blood transfusion, yes, it is true that, not supposed to take blood. There was this one big case where this girl, some years ago, I think in the 90s, she had it was on the news too. It was a program about it, a special about it. She had this illness where she needed this operation. She needed a blood transfusion, and it was like a life or death thing that would have happened. And she didn't want to take the blood, and they were trying to force her to take the blood, but she stuck to her grounds and to her beliefs and said no because she's a Jehovah Witness. She couldn't take the blood, and they eventually did come up with a way, because at first they tried to make it seem like without this blood transfusion you will not survive, you need this, but they just so happened to come up with something so that she wouldn't have to take the blood and she's still alive. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, and because there are other religions who don't take bloods too, and other people who don't take blood just because they have come up with different techniques for certain operations and stuff that may require blood transfusions for those who want it, and for those that don't, well, the technique is bloodless. You know what I'm saying? They have different techniques so that they don't have to take the blood if they refuse to. And the reasoning behind, the non-blood issue is on the jw.org, their website. They say it's a religious issue rather than a medical one. And in the Old and the New Testament, it clearly tells us, because they want to live by the Bible, to abstain from blood, and it gives us Genesis 9:4, Leviticus 17:10, Deuteronomy 12:23, Acts 15:28 and 29, and it also say that God views blood as a representing life, so we avoid taking blood as to being in obedience to God and out of respect to him as the giver of life, Leviticus 17:4. So you can interpret that how you want to interpret it. That's the reasoning behind it. So yeah, that's that. The restriction thing. Okay, let me get on one part right quick. The one of the parts that I don't like. Okay, so you have in the hall. This is the part that I do like. Everybody can participate. Unlike in churches or whatever, some churches, you have just a pastor that comes in every Monday, every Sunday, and preach a word or whatever, and then y'all leave or whatever the fuck y'all do. Okay, and Jehovah Witnesses, you go to the hall at least 3 times a week. Okay, and in those different times, you have different brothers from the hall. Like on Sundays, you have different brothers come in and give a talk, or you have a brother from your hall to give a, probably a 20-minute talk. Then we sing a song. We sing a song to open up the hall, open up the congregation at all the meetings, and then we sing a song after the talk, and then we go into the watchtower on Sunday. And when we see the watchtower, when we're looking at the watchtower, it's just, some lessons that's based off the Bible scriptures and stuff like that. You have a brother up there reading a paragraph, and then the congregation can raise their hands, and it's like you're in school. You raise your hand to answer the questions and, give your experience and all this stuff. Okay, it's very interactive in that point. But anybody, the brothers, they get up there and they give talks on Thursdays, and the other days that we go, the Bible study, we study the Bible on, or we used to have the Bible study class, but I think they don't do that no more. But the brothers can get up there and give little talks throughout the day at the theocratic ministry school, and then you have the sisters giving up there and giving demonstrations with one another. I just wish, and it feels a little sexist when you can't have the sisters give up there and give actual talks and not just demonstrations. Okay, that's that. And it is somewhat of a sexist type, because they strongly believe in the man is the head of the household, like a lot of Christianity said. But I ain't the submissive kind, and I feel like some of the views are a little bit archaic when it comes to that. So that was one of my issues. Another issue is when it comes to the being disfellowship and you can't talk to anybody in the hall. I feel that's don't make sense to me. Like if you mess up, you know, you go to the brothers and you tell them, and then they say you disfellowship, depending on the severity of what you did, and you get this fellowship and you can't associate with anybody in the hall no more. You're not considered technically a witness. It's like you're starting all over. You have to prove that you repent and that you are sorry for what you did and you're ready to fully come back. And my whole thing is the only way you can prove that is by attending the hall, going to every meeting or whatever. You can't speak to nobody though. You can't participate in like going from door to door and things of that such. And I'm like, people, you can't talk to nobody. So how are you? That makes no sense to me. It never made sense to me. And what also don't make sense to me is you do have those fanatics and those ones who take it too far. And let's say you have someone living in your household, like a sister or whatever, and your sister get this fellowship, and all of a sudden you want to stop talking to her because she's this fellowship. My mother's friend did that to her. When she got this fellowship, she literally stopped talking to her. Mind you, they work at the same place, okay? And I was like, she was just being real to her, and I just didn't like that. And then when she became back full witness, and she showed her repentance and she got reinstated, all of a sudden you want to talk to me now. I think that's some fake shit. I think that's some fake shit. That's what I could never get around behind. That was one part, that was a negative about it for me. Okay. And when I say this fellowship is just like when you get excommunicated out of a church. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Same thing, just different terms for it and different ways you go about it. You know what I'm saying? The restriction. Let me tell y'all this, and I've been trying to get to this point. They not strict like they trying to claim they are. Jehovah Witnesses do the same fucking thing that you do. We walk through life just like y'all. Okay? We probably just believe things a little bit different. You know, I don't even go to the house anymore, but you know, some of the things that I've learned in being at the hall for 18 years, it makes more sense with the way that I think and how the person I am and the way that, you know, my thought pattern goes. It kind of falls in conjunction with that. It's a logic to it, okay? And so some of those principles I will never, you know, do without or forget or turn my back on. But I see a lot of hypocrisy in a lot of different denominations of Christianity and a lot of different religions or whatever. And so it just never made me want to go and be like, I want to join this church, I want to join this religion or whatever. It just made me, you know, want to stand back and just become a spiritual person. Okay, I know God, I speak to God. Um, I pray to God. I read my Bible. You know what I'm saying? I try to live my life right to the fullest, to the best of my ability. You know, I'm human, so I make mistakes, and you know, I try to, you know, speak to Him about them. Okay, so that's how I live my life. But to say that we was restricted and all this stuff and strict and shit, don't believe that shit for not 1 minute. Okay, because baby, let me tell you something. There was no fucking dress code. You just had to be modest in your stuff. The only thing is, like, when you go to the hall or whatever, you don't see nobody just coming to the hall unless they new and they just coming in for the first time in street clothes. Big, we come to the hall, the men have on their suits, the women have on skirts or dresses, you know. And it's like, they be cute as fuck. Just like y'all dress up on Sundays and stuff sometimes when y'all go to the hall. They dress up too and they be cute, whatever, just modest with it. Meaning that she ain't got all that shit showing, pants ain't sagging and stuff like that. You know, we went to movies. We listen to secular music, okay? Just the clean versions for sometimes, you know. When I got a little older, we was listening to all the cuss words and shit. Fuck you, me. Um, you know, so we was doing a little something that we probably went to. Anyway, y'all remember when Walmart used to always give out the clean versions of shit? Bitch, used to hate that shit looking. I was like, what is this? Give me the nasty, okay? Don't you know how many licks does it take till you get to the center? To the center of what? I want to know. Girl, okay? You can make a what disappear in your mouth? Let me stop looking. All right. But, Yeah, we went to movies. We listened to secular music. We knew all about the stuff. Okay, we participated in a lot of shit, baby. Let me tell you something. Parties, baby. Just because we didn't celebrate certain holidays and shit like that, or birthdays and stuff, baby, we threw parties all the fucking times. We had gatherings, or we have gatherings all the time. Okay, and they be crunk as shit, bitch. You have games. You have people coming all over. We threw picnics, bitch. The summers used to be lit as fuck. Okay, we had bridal showers, baby showers. You know, I used to go there. I was fat. I was fat. I used to go there for the food because we had certain sisters in the congregation that knew how to cook their asses off. And then when it came to summertime, we had certain brothers who knew how to barbecue the fuck out of some food. Okay, bitch, we was up in there just fucking this shit up. Okay, having a real trill time. All right. Getting down, fellowship, and just having fucking a ball, okay, playing sports and everything. And we wasn't restricted. Like, I don't get where the restriction shit come from. I mean, maybe because you had some older people that probably was strict as shit, but maybe that's because how they grew up. But, you know, other than that, I didn't see that strictness coming out. You know, we had scandals in the hall. We had some people come in and get pregnant and all that shit. Like, bitch, you ain't married, and girl, you only 14 years old. How the fuck you pregnant? You out there fucking around. You know, we had stories like that. Okay, but Jehovah's Witnesses are no different from a lot of different denominations of Christianity. Okay, they're not a cult. You do have some bad stuff that do go on, just like, you know, I did hear of this one case of child abuse that was going on that was trying to be covered, and this was a case that happened overseas, and I wasn't here for it, just like I wasn't here for the shit that happened with the priests and stuff. Um, I do feel like they try to say that, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses are poor, they're on welfare, and back to the restriction stuff. If we couldn't do certain things, a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses right about now watching my video will be in trouble because technically speaking, if they couldn't do nothing, they not supposed to be watching certain stuff. What? And looking at my foul mouth ass videos? Come on now. Okay? And then you got celebrities who are Jehovah's Witnesses and they're out here acting. They're out here, you know, singers and rappers and basketball players and entertainers and stuff like that. If it was such a restrictive religion, they wouldn't be able to do that. Prince was a Jehovah's Witness and Prince was still making music. You can tell his music changed just a little bit, but he was still out here making so-called secular music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's up to the person, I guess, as to what they do with the religion and how hard they go for the religion, whether they want to just practice it or become fanatics and, you know, do the fucking most. I don't like those because that give the religion a bad name, and that's probably why people think it is a cult. Like, bitch, I think an eyelash just got into my goddamn eye. I'm so sorry. It's telling me, girl, you need to hurry up with this video. It's 30 minutes long. 31 minutes, 32 minutes. Anyway, like I said, you know, I hope this cleared up a little bit of something about Jehovah's Witnesses, just a bit. And for those who do watch me and who are Jehovah's Witnesses, can y'all put y'all experiences and help answer some of the questions that I put out there and put some more things in there that I probably missed in the comments for those who might read the comments. And if you had an experience that was opposite of mine, put that down in the comment too, because like I said, everybody has a different experience. Some people have had negative experience where, you know, they felt a certain way and they felt pressure to do this. I'm just coming from where I was at in 18 years of my life. You know, in the congregation that I was with, we didn't go through all that bullshit. You know, they was on some shit themselves, but it is what it is. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. And like I said, I'm gonna be on After Dark on live probably around 9:30. 10 o'clock like I did the last time, 2 weeks ago, this Friday. And if you have some more questions and whatever, and if you watching, you can ask me questions there, okay? And I will see you guys later.